Ugh. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Did you drive to work today? Yeah, why? I told y'all. See, Gen Z is the softest generation of all time type shit. Buddy, I was 6 years old walking 4 miles to school both ways. People driving by, they try to throw rocks at me. They try to affect. And you're here at 20, walking or driving to work when you could be walking. Buddy, you give me the same speech every single day. Alright. Gen X, rise up. Yeah. I left this debate on my PC yesterday, and I guess the fucking cat like slept on my keyboard or some shit because I come in here today and it's like totally fucking demolished, and I was only like so far through it about here.
The crisis of
I fucking hate this guy. Just look at this guy. I don't know. Just on appearance alone. Look at how stupid he
fentanyl
looks.
really is.
Look at him. And like throughout the entire debate, he like can't look straight. He's always like looking sideways. And I don't like blue eyes, I'm not gonna lie. Not a big fan of the Aryan blue eyes. It's hilarious. These guys are hilarious. It's just like all it is actually is just excuses, Trump. It's actually hilarious. Let me figure out where I am.
More. Via executive order, he has shut down a lot of the entrance to the southern border, which I guess is good. It'd be nice if there's some legislation there, so it would be a little bit more sticky than just a president being able to come in and add and remove, whatever arbitrary.
We were talking about how you interact with the news, and then this guy wanted to talk about ICE at some point.
Lies.
So who do you trust?
Yeah, like right around
sites, and I go, that's probably bull. That's probably bull.
Wrong about the facts. What if he was plagiarizing a dictionary? Is that?
So the numbers aren't even calculable, but my brother died of a fentanyl overdose, and I know what the crisis. Every time the border numbers
ICE, I think we need to cover this. It's an important part of this first 6 months.
Okay.
So let's go to ICE.
Let's go to
immigration
ICE.
policy in general. Where do you guys stand on this?
I think it's a huge success. Now,
of course.
I honestly don't know how you're going to do this, but I'm sure you're going to try. But I'll just give my I'll give my key facts, my key points. Actually, I won't even go through facts. I'll let you do that. But the border crossings are down 92 and 96%. We had I think we had a day or a week where there wasn't one single crossing across the border. Right?
Woo!
And
Again,
I hope you're in agreement, but I think that's a success. I think that's a good thing. And here's why.
Because you should be able to have immigrants coming into your country, especially asylum seekers. And these guys are pretending like, the hundreds of thousands, or I don't know, there's a lot of asylum seekers. They're pretending like they're all illegal immigrants. And they're not. And you should be able to have a border that allows people in your country, especially somewhere like America, where we want immigrants, we want labor, we want people that's going to come here and work. So just turning fucking all of them away is not a success at all. 96, 98%. That's bullshit.
Every time the border numbers are down, sex trafficking is down. Fentanyl is down.
I don't even know if that's true. Because my understanding is that immigrants commit less crime than natives, like native citizens. So I don't even know. People love to tie those two things together: the immigrants and the crazy crime and the fentanyl and sex trafficking and but it's just not. That shit's not fucking real, dude.
Right. The raping of children and women that make the trek to America is down. And seeing the number go 96% down is 96% less sex trafficking that would have come through that corridor, 96% less fentanyl that would have come through that corridor, 96% less women and children who are raped on the journey.
I just want to look up. Do immigrants affect crime in the U.S.? What the fuck? Okay, this is not that long. Unauthorized immigrants actually commit the least crime, probably because they don't want to get caught. Is this true? Wait. I don't know. Let me look. Immigrants in the United States commit crimes at lower rates than the U.S. born population, notwithstanding the assertion by critics that immigration is higher rates of criminal activity. This reality of reduced criminality, which holds across immigrant groups, including unauthorized immigrants, has been demonstrated through research. Those findings for one state in the United States, Texas, that tracks criminal arrests and convictions by immigration status. Is that what this is? Yeah, Texas study. They also do not raise crime rates in the U.S. community settle. Immigration can lower criminal activity, violent crime. This is with inclusive policies. Is that DEI though? Yeah, but like I don't know. This is I could dive into it more, but this is my understanding is that like immigrants literally commit less crime. I don't know how he's tying, you know, um, a reduced amount of people coming in the border. I don't know how he's tying that to a decreased crime. Can we just look at the U.S. crime rate? Can we just look? Um, now. Where's the thing? Decrease. So has it generally gone down? I guess maybe that's just how he's tying them. I don't know where you go to see crime statistics, like current crime statistics. Come on, bro, show me a graph. Damn, carjacking. Is this also included from 2019? What's with the carjackings though? It is. It's including 2019. Like most of this is in Biden's terms, and he's gonna credit all this to Trump. I guess the homicide goes up, goes down a little bit, down again. Salt goes up a little bit. Well, there is this. There are these little decreases at the 2025 thing. I don't know. I actually don't know what that's about. I'm also really curious what this carjacking shit is. People are taking the combobulators. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But like, it's not tied to immigrants. That's not my understanding at all. That's the main point.
To America through that corridor. So the numbers aren't even calculable, but my brother died of a fentanyl overdose, and I know
When I was in Vegas, some guy did the same thing to me. People are always like hustling you on the street. They're like trying to sell you either most of the time they're trying to sell you stuff, or they're trying to get you on like a rewards program at the casino, or they're trying to get you to go to a certain restaurant. But this guy, he was with like, I think it was literally Dare, the no drugs, drugs are bad, and he had like a little speech for us, and he was like, "Yo, do you guys just have a minute? Can I just have a minute of your time? I just want to tell you about the Dare program, spreading awareness about drugs and stuff." And then he pulled that card out. He's like, "My brother actually died of fentanyl overdose." I was like, "Oh wow!" And I think when you always have to turn these people down because I don't fucking care. But this guy was like, that's a great speech or a great story, but we got other stuff to do. I don't think I said it in the most rude way because he still seemed pretty friendly. I mean, he pissed him off, but I thought that was fucking hilarious.
what the crisis of fentanyl really is. Another, and I know this isn't related, but just real quick, forcing Mexico and Canada to address the fentanyl crisis, which is kind of related, is also very important to me. I think that's a huge success. I think that's a huge problem. But as far as
Forcing them to address it, as how are they? This is stupid to think that. I mean, first of all, who the fuck cares about Canada? Um, but also, either way, how are these guys like allowing fentanyl to come into our country? Like they're trying to destroy the U.S. They're trying to destroy the country they depend on, like economically and for maybe for security as well. But like, it doesn't make any sense. And yeah,
the fentanyl crisis, which is kind of related, is also very important to me. I think that's a huge success. I think that's a huge problem. But as far as ICE,
can we look? Wait, fent deaths per year. No, it's not. It's not soon enough. We'd have to wait until
arresting,
like at least a year or two into Trump's presidency, just to see any stats, because we're like barely into 2025, and the stats are even like lagging behind. So I don't care.
illegals, getting them out of the country, deporting them, SCOTUS ruling in favor of Donald Trump that he has the authority to do so. I think every illegal immigrant that is not in this country who is breaking the law is also another potential crime that could take place, and that's down. So all in all, I just think it's amazing, and it's down.
One follow-up question before we go to Destiny. What's your stance on legal immigrants being also arrested?
If I look, I understand that there have been some mistakes.
Is that for Destiny?
So all in all, I just think it's amazing, and it's down.
One follow-up question before we go to Destiny. What's your
before we
stance
go
on?
All right, I'm so fucking hungry. I'll be right back. I need some food. Ugh.
Legal immigrants being also arrested.
If look, I understand
That's
that
true because haven't like legal immigrants have been arrested and deported with no due process. It's fucking crazy.
there have been some mistakes, and I don't think that I can defend them, so I won't. Mistakes happen. I hope that the
If they're mistakes, then why wouldn't they try to correct them?
administration has as few mistakes as possible and corrects them, which I
Wah,
have seen
wah.
them do. And
You've
I
seen
think
them
that
do
it's
that.
kind of baked into the cake, and I don't like it. But I also don't think that you can halt all of these operations, which are again a massive success. Because if you look at it as what I just said, 96% less sex trafficking, 96% less fentanyl, and you say, but what happens if they arrest one or two people by accident, and then they figure it out and they let them go? They definitely inconvenienced these people. They definitely those people should definitely be able to sue the federal government, and I hope they win. But those mistakes have been made, and I think that they are few. So you can harp on them, but I'm not going to try to say that they were a good thing. So yeah.
All right, let's let Destiny respond.
Yeah, I mean, there is no fentanyl crisis at the Canadian-U.S. border. I think Trump obviously
In Canada, I don't. Who the fuck cares about Canada?
he just said that because he wanted to control the borders of both
That's
North and South.
Also true. One of the first things he did was he tried to like put a huge fucking tariff on Mexico and Canada, in exchange for them like bolstering their border, which does fucking nothing. But he just wanted to slap them around. That's all he does. All of the issues are excuses for him to like wield his power and be the man. But he's not actually addressing any of the issues. He doesn't give a shit about any of them.
More. Via executive order, he has shut down a lot of the entrance into the southern border, which I guess is good. It'd be nice if there was some legislation there, so it would be a little bit more sticky than just a president being able to come in and add and remove, whatever arbitrary caps he wants to set on the border. I don't know if that helps much with fentanyl. I mean, according to the CBP's own website, over 90% of the fentanyl that comes into the United States seems to be coming from like U.S. citizens or U.S. vehicles that are driving it through. So I don't know if a reduction in illegal immigration.
I wish I could remember. I read. I literally read like it was a DEA report or an FBI report or something about where fentanyl was actually coming in from, how many people were dying from it, where it was being made and trafficked through. And I read this like a few months ago, but I don't remember that much about it. I just remember that there's a few places like in China where the shit comes from. Maybe I should like look that up again, but that's probably part of what it was, is that it's not coming in through immigrants, it's coming in through like U.S. citizens. Yeah,
actually reduces the amount of illegal fentanyl coming into the country. But yeah, I mean, Trump can have his win on the border by shutting it down via executive action. It'd be nice if we actually had more legislation to deal with the actual immigration problems for real. But if all we can do is EOs because he's an ineffective leader, then all we can do is EOs. And then I think that his weaponization of ICE and everything in the United States is making Americans like hate probably everything having to do with immigration enforcement more than would be necessary. But again, Donald Trump is an ineffective leader who can't seem to make agreements or deals or work with anybody in Congress or any of the governors that aren't already in his pocket. So
and there was, I feel like I think about this a lot and it bothers me, and I'm sure I've said it before, but there was border legislation lined up when Biden was president. Everyone supported it. It put a cap on the amount of people that could come in, and it allocated more judges to go through asylum seekers, so that you have people that can actually approve or deny these cases, for all these new immigrants coming in. And Trump shot it down because he wanted the border to be basically, I guess, as fucked as possible, so that it was an issue that he could run on. Be like, the Biden border. And yeah, he just totally shit on that and didn't. That's an example of like there's a real change that he could make, and he just shuts it down to play his power game.
Were you against the sweeping EOs that Biden signed on his first 100 days in office?
which ones?
All of them. He signed, I think there was over 51 in the first month.
I would need an example of an EO that I disagree with.
No, I'm saying you just said that if Trump wants to rule through executive,
you can't even say that, because Biden passed bipartisan legislation after bipartisan legislation. There's so fucking many. I don't even remember all them. There's at least like 3 or 4, maybe more, big pieces of bipartisan legislation that Biden was able to get done, which actually fucking awesome.
Of order, I guess. But
So the reason why I say that is because typically the border itself is in the purview of Congress to pass legislation when it comes to figuring out what the immigration policy should be. Donald Trump is declaring national emergencies to get around using Congress. That's why I'm opposed to him using it. I'm not just opposed to an EO blanket. I'm opposed to ones that I think are illegal.
Okay.
That is also true that Trump does so many fucking things with executive orders that obviously is like beyond what a president should be trying to do with an executive order, and I don't think you find any examples of Biden doing shit like that.
Where do you guys stand on, for example, let's
Also, let me go grab my food. I'm trying to cook a fucking enormous frozen ass burrito in the shittiest microwave ever. It's been in for like 6 fucking minutes and it's still cold. Holy shit.
take a look at DICON. We have lots of cases of nonviolent, some legal immigrants, some illegal immigrants. We're talking about nonviolent people who haven't committed a crime, being sent to DICOT, which is essentially known as you go in, you never come out type of place. I watched a documentary on that place, and it is honestly scary. You get 1 hour of exercise per week.
Wait. El Salvador prison. Oh, CCOT? Wait, what is he saying? Hold up.
Legal immigrants, some illegal immigrants. We're talking lots of cases. You guys stand on, for example, let's take a look at DICON. We have
what is he saying? DICON? I don't know.
Cases of nonviolent, some legal immigrants, some illegal immigrants. We're talking about nonviolent people who haven't committed a crime, being sent to DICOT, which is essentially known as you go in, you never come out type of place. I watched a documentary on that place, and it is honestly scary. You get 1 hour of exercise per week. You are not allowed to talk. You can't. You have to kind of sit down in the fetal position. There's 80 people in one cell. It is honestly a nightmare. Like, take the worst prison in America, and it doesn't even come close, right? What is your guys' take on people who are not even from El Salvador being sent to El Salvador? That's prison specifically, especially ones who didn't commit a crime.
First of all, I think the Supreme Court ruled with Trump that he can send illegal immigrants wherever he wants. And as to my answer to that is, I think that every person in this country who is here illegally knows they're here illegally, and they know the law. And I think that Trump has gone above and beyond to give them an opportunity not to be sent to that hole.
What, by getting out? What do you mean? By not coming in the first place? What?
Horrible place where he said, I will pay you upwards of $1,000 a day, or sorry, $1,000 a person to self-deport and leave. And over 1 million people have already done so. The people who haven't, they know they are breaking the law, and they know that that's a place that they can go if they get caught. If I move to Italy, if I go to Italy on
true? Did Trump offer money to self-deport? Is that what we're calling it? But also, I don't know. I don't even give a shit because we're not even talking about illegal immigrants. We're talking about, I mean, everyone is, but we're talking about asylum seekers. And then that's not even related to this. It seems crazy that a non-violent, whether you come in the country legally or illegally, or you're an asylum seeker, if you're like a non-violent guy, and you're being shipped off to like it's not even a prison is like a nice word for it. It's like some kind of concentration camp kind of. Um, that's just crazy. That like a non-violent offender, if they're just even if they are an illegal immigrant, shipped to like this crazy fucking prison. Like, why not just kick them out of the country, dude? I don't know.
Vacation, and I just think I like it better there, right? And I just don't leave. I don't leave, and I get a fake social security card if whatever they got over there. I start a business and I contribute to their economy, and I don't hurt anybody and I don't break any laws. But then
I need to check my food for like the 10th fucking time, and I swear to God, it's not done. But whatever.
20 years later, they catch me.
think it's
I'm an
hot.
illegal immigrant over there. I decided to do something. I broke the law, and I should have to pay for it. So, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't.
This is also stupid saying that legal immigration is like breaking the law on the same level of like murder or like something awful that you would actually be sent to a prison concentration camp sort of place for.
I don't feel bad for them at all. They know they're breaking the law. They know they're criminals.
Yeah, you fucking weed smokers. You guys, you knew you were breaking the law when you took a hit of that.
Okay, Destiny.
What's the question?
What are your thoughts on the fact that, for example, a lot of people are being sent to
people
die
being
camps
no,
for
I think it's super unhinged. I don't know why we have to pay another country to take people away from us. If we want to deport people, deport them. I just think that's mega cringe.
A lot of people won't. The problem is a lot of other countries won't. So Donald Trump's hand was forced where he has to work out this situation with El Salvador, where El Salvador's like, yeah, send them. You know.
Just to be clear, the president of the United States of America is unable to force other countries to take people that he's deporting. The United States of America.
He's tried, and a lot of them have said no.
I thought this was the master deal maker, that a master negotiator can't figure out how to deport people from the country.
Again, if you hold him to the ridiculously high standard of being perfect, then you can say that Donald Trump has not perfectly forced every other
You
world.
need not hold him to. I mean, he already said this earlier in the debate. But like, you don't take him seriously whenever he says something ridiculous and undefendable. But like realistically, you're just holding him to the standard that he's holding himself to. Trump is the one that's saying like, the master deal maker, day one, everything's fixed. Like all this crazy shit, and he's the one that's failing on all of his word like every single time.
Leader to take back the people that they intentionally sent to this country. A lot of like Venezuela and
or it's just that Donald Trump is lying, which I think is more historically accurate.
What is he lying about?
That he doesn't have the ability to send people to whatever country he wants or get back people. Remember how he said over and over again that he couldn't get people back from he couldn't get Abrego Garcia back, and then magically when the Supreme Court said he had to, he did instantly.
Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 member from El Salvador, and he was sent to El Salvador.
Yeah, and now he's brought back from El Salvador after Trump said we couldn't get him back from El Salvador.
There's absolutely no evidence that he was MS-13.
Yeah, that's true too. But I'm just saying that Trump said that he couldn't get him back, and he came back after he got him back. So
other than the two courts that identified him as an MS-13 member, the MS-13 tattoo on his knuckles, and yes, it is an MS-13 tattoo. And
Wait, do you think that it actually says MS13 on his fingers?
There's a marijuana leaf.
Yeah, I've read the conservative propaganda. That's not how that works.
It's not propaganda. It's a literal MS-13 tattoo. It's what they do. It's literally it's symbolism. M stands for marijuana. 1 smiley, and then the 3 is the 3 holes in the skull. Anyway, as far as people like
hold on. I'm so sorry. I just want to check something. Okay. Back to me.
Abrego Garcia, right? He was sent back because Congress, the Democrats, made a huge stink about it, and a federal judge essentially tried to force him back. The Supreme Court did agree that because of the paperwork that was filed improperly, they had to bring him back, but he's just going to be tried here, and he's eventually going to be sent back anyway. So all they did was delay the inevitable.
Well, we don't know how that result of the court case will go here, number one. Number two, he wasn't supposed to be sent back to El Salvador. That's what the immigration judge had said. So he could be deported to another country.
Well, El Salvador is his country of origin. So if they're willing to take him, I don't know why he would be sent anywhere else.
Well, it's not just that they were willing to take him, it's where he paid the money to take him. I don't know why the United States of America has to pay other countries to take deportees. We're the United States of America. I think we can probably just throw our weight around and make them do that regardless.
I mean, I think it's probably better to at least incentivize other countries to take back and undo this horrible situation that Biden put us in by opening the border completely wide open, like millions and millions of people. Open. And again, right, this isn't whataboutism, but it's relevant, right? Every percentage point that the border went down was undoing sex trafficking, fentanyl, and crime that Biden allowed to happen in this country. Biden ruined.
We're really going to do the Epstein defender president as the guy trying to curb sex trafficking? Is that really that's the route we're going to go down?
Are we gonna pivot to Epstein because you don't have an argument against that?
No, I already said that the illegal crossings down are fine. I guess.
What's your argument for opening the millions of illegals pouring in, and Donald Trump was able to shut it down within 6 months?
Donald Trump just turned off the asylum seeking process. We don't even know if that's going to stand legally or not. I will see. But
he also closed the border down
by shutting down the asylum process. Nobody can come into the U.S. and claim asylum anymore at a port of entry.
No. He made it so you have to be an actual asylum seeker.
Okay.
Millions and millions of people.
The only way you find that out is by having a judge go through the case and review if this person is seeking asylum and can stay here, or if they aren't and they kick them out.
Here and making legitimate asylum claims. They were just saying, I'm scared of my country, and they didn't have to prove it. They didn't have to give any documentation, which incentivized illegal immigration. It is illegal to lie about being in fear for your life in your home country.
Yeah, but if you refuse to accept any asylum claims, then obviously you're not going to be able to ascertain which ones are legitimate or not. So I mean, it's
but again, incentivizing. So shutting down the method that they were using with the CPP-1 app, and just freaking, they were flying people in too, by the way, under the Biden administration.
Yeah, I don't think that was happening. But also, like, we had a border bill. We had a border bill to shut that down. Why did Republicans oppose the border bill after Trump told them to? At the end of
the same reason every bill in Congress is stupid. Congress is useless and garbage because they always put poison pills in every bill, and both sides do it. I'm not giving any excuses for either side of Congress.
There was no poison pill in this bill, but okay.
Yeah, there was like Democrat wish lists in there that the Republicans didn't want to sign on to. So what happens with both sides, by the way, so try not to come at me for this because I'm saying my side does it too, is when they write legislation, they write in a bunch of, and then they go, all right, let's try to sneak in our wish list.
I think the border bill was just a border bill. That was
That's true. It wasn't even it hadn't even gotten to a place where you might need to be doing some wheeling and dealing and like have a little bit of something everybody likes. But that's how Congress is supposed to work. You're supposed to balance what everybody wants until you can find like an agreement where everybody gets like hopefully a little bit of what they're looking for.
The border bill had other.
No, it didn't. Republicans tried to make it have other in there when they tried to tie it to the Ukraine stuff. But...
So there was two versions of the border bill. Initially, it did have funding for Ukraine, funding for Israel, funding for Taiwan. But then
that was with the Republicans' insistence, though. That was at the Republicans' insistence. But then it got separated out.
Let me clean this up. But then after that, there was another proposed border bill that did not have all of that. So
but that
even both actually correct.
Even that border bill, even the revised one, was garbage. It let 5,000 people in a day.
That's as opposed to an unlimited amount
border bill.
It didn't actually. I don't want to get involved too much, but it didn't actually let five. It said that up until, so if you hit 5,000 border crossings, then 5,000 encounters at the border, then the border would get shut down. So it didn't say that 5,000 people can get in. It said that once you hit 5,000 encounters, the border shuts down. But those people that are countered are still subject to, whatever regulation.
I honestly, I'm not. You've been actually a very fair moderator, so I think that's a fair point to jump in on, and I'll address it real quick. What you're basically saying is, right, that they put a border bill together that says we have the ability to shut down the border, but we won't do it until 5,000 people cross the border. In my mind, that means
5,000 encounters.
5,000 encounters. Yeah. What that means to me is we will now wait for 5,001 before we do our job. And Republicans are like, why not just do it at 1? I don't like this bill.
Because because people need to be allowed to claim asylum. It's like a legal process that was afforded to people.
5,000 per day. People need to. Okay.
Well, no, it was if the encounters got too high, they had the ability to shut down the border. Do you think it's better for the president to do everything and not have Congress involved at all? Would you, if Donald Trump tomorrow said he's going to abolish Congress and just want to do everything on his own with his administration, would you support that?
No. That's a stupid question. I think.
Okay, well, because it seems like you're okay with the president doing everything unilaterally. The tariff policies are just him. The immigration policy is just him. Foreign policy is just him. Like, what do you not want the president to do on his own that he should look to Congress for?
I want the president to do every single thing in his purview and use the maximum amount of his authority legally under the Constitution and the executive branch. But I do not want him to overuse or do anything that's unconstitutional. If Donald Trump wants to work harder than any other president and write more executive orders than any other president and do tariffs and do this and do that, I don't care. That's his job. It's in his purview. What I would really love is for Congress to do their job, because they get paid 10 times as much as a school teacher and work about half as much. And I don't understand how they're even like a thing. So
Congress gets paid 10 times as much as a school teacher?
I mean, some of them, they get, I would say more, if you take the average, probably 5 times as much as a school teacher, and they work less. Yeah. They work less than a public school teacher and make 5 times as much.
Okay.
And some of them,
I think it's like 3 to 4 times. I think it depends on what you're talking about, but okay.
But the 10 times number, I'm also referring to the side hustles. They got book deals and speaking events, and they got stock trades and all the
donors.
Sure. What is there? What do you think is the thing that Congress should do that the president shouldn't be doing?
Well, like I said, I think that the president should do as much as he can under his purview. Because
I understand, but that's not what I asked. I'm saying, what is something Congress should do? I don't know why you're talking about what the president should do. I'm asking, what should Congress do?
Hold on. I'm saying that representative government, which is what we want in this country, the president is also my representative. So I want him to do as much as he can do. I want Congress to also do as much as they can do. I want them to stop taking recesses.
So what's the job that Congress should have?
Congress should be making laws and not like only making laws, but they should be tending to their districts and doing.
So they made a bill last time for immigration, and the president Donald Trump shot it down because he wanted to keep the border open for election. So
here's what I want Congress to do immediately. I want them to immediately make a law that says that none of them can engage in any secondary income activities while they are serving in office. And that means no stock trades, no book deals, no speaking events. You get your base salary, and that's all you get.
Wait, do you think that the same should be said for the president?
Yes.
So you acknowledge then that Donald Trump is like doing more side hustles than every president in all of
Actually,
history combined, and all of Congress and every U.S. Congress combined in history. Every single congressional member, Senate and Congress, and every single president combined has made less money than Donald Trump has made on his side hustles, right?
Okay, so Donald Trump has donated his whole salary, though, right?
No,
Now-
wait, Donald Trump's salary is like $400K. He's made like hundreds of millions or billions off of Trump coin at this point. That's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket.
Maybe I should have clarified. I'm sorry. I mean related to Congress, right? Like I don't think they should have any speaking engagements, book deals while they are working in Congress. If they have a private, like I don't think that MTG, who's a moron by the way, we'll agree on that, should have to give up her construction business because she joined Congress. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't think that they should be able to have side hustles while in Congress. Like they shouldn't be able to go and do speaking engagements. They shouldn't be able to trade stocks because they have insider information. They shouldn't be able to do certain
So what about the president of the United
job.
States having a huge control of a crypto coin that anybody can secretly?
I've criticized him for that.
Not just criticize. That's like a horrible thing, right?
It's not that bad. He's
Not that
again
bad.
That he could be hosting $1 million dinners and getting donations anonymously through that crypto coin. That's not that bad.
Well, he could. He could be, but that would be a huge violation. And if he did that,
Didn't he literally have a special crypto dinner where like the top 50 Trump coin holders were allowed to attend? Didn't he literally actually do that?
But if they were just buying the crypto coin on their own, and then he was like, "Yeah, you can come to a dinner." I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. No, wait, hold on. This is the standard conservative go-to is like, I don't know anything about the most corrupt president in history. It's kind of crazy that you wouldn't know that the president said, the top holders of this crypto coin, I'm going to invite the top like 30 or 40 or 50 of you to come and have like a special little dinner with me. That's kind of strange. You wouldn't know about that, but
The most corrupt president in history. I think the last president literally went to Ukraine and said, if you don't fire the prosecutor that is investigating my son for corruption, I will not give you $1 billion of taxpayer money. So
why do you think Biden said publicly when he was on stage that he was pressuring Ukraine to fire Shokov? Why do you think he said that?
Because they wanted him fired. I don't give a.
Because the entire world, because he was a corrupt prosecutor.
On camera,
yes.
According to Biden, right?
No, according to all of Europe and according to Ukraine, that's why he got fired.
On camera, according to Ukraine, one of the most corrupt nations in the world.
That was the whole reason why they were pressuring Ukraine to move in a less corrupt direction. Yes, there was loans and there was money being made available to Ukraine on the contingency that they clean up their system. Yes.
Listen, I don't even give it your logic, right? Here's the deal. Biden on camera admitted to bribery.
It wasn't bribery, though. What do you mean, admitted to bribery?
Absolutely bribery. If you say, I walked into a world leader's office and said,
yep,
I will withhold taxpayer dollars,
yes,
which he doesn't have the authority to do.
He did have the authority to do it. That was the whole deal. The deal was that the United States had made available preferential loans to Ukraine that as long as they followed all of the guidelines set forth with deals that were also negotiated with the EU, that they could have money available to them to fix up their system. And firing corruption and getting rid of corruption was part of the agreement. Yes, that's why do you think he felt comfortable saying this on a world stage?
And it is just a coincidence that prosecutor was investigating Biden's son.
Technically, well, he wasn't investigating.
I don't know that much about the Ukraine corruption. I've heard people say a lot of stuff about that, and there was like a big I think there was a big revolution in like 2008 or like maybe no, it was probably in 2014. I think people might have been mad about all that corruption, but I'm very biased in favor of it, especially coming from a conservative. I know that's still
Biden's son. One of the open investigations was into Burisma, but there were lots of open investigations, and this investigation had been dead for years. There wasn't even good evidence that like anything was even going on here. Like at the end of the day, Hunter brought back maybe what $5 to $10 million of payments from Burisma. Donald Trump makes that in a day with his crypto coin. Like what? Yeah, it's not even remotely comparable.
You're gonna pull your back up moving these goalposts, bro. So anyway,
hold on. Just to be clear, I haven't moved a single goalpost. There was no quid pro quo. Not in the same way when Giuliani called for Zelensky and said, "Hey, can you guys announce an investigation into Hunter Biden?" When Donald Trump said that, yeah.
Do you think that a president that is not engaging in corruption would have to pardon his entire family, pre-pardon them for crimes that apparently they didn't commit.
If he felt like they were being corruptly investigated by the other side, then they might do that. So, for example, in the beginning of this debate, when I said that Donald Trump was writing executive orders to target individuals and rescinding security clearances from political opponents, that would be an example of a corrupt weaponization of the DOJ that you might want to protect people from. Yes.
So Biden can just assume corruption, right?
No, not assume it. We would just see corruption based on the conduct of the Republicans and what they'd been like for the 4 years when Biden was president.
That would be an assumption.
No, it wouldn't be an assumption. An assumption would be baseless. The Republicans investigated Hunter Biden for 4 years and found nothing of this Burisma corruption, and instead just charged him with crimes about lying on a 4473.
Hunter Biden was convicted of a felony. What the fuck are you talking about?
The felony was lying on a 4473 about doing drugs while buying a gun. You know that nobody gets charged with this crime, right? This is not like a crime that you charge people with, right?
I understand, but it goes to character.
Goes to character?
Yeah. Have you seen?
Oh, well, in that case, Donald Trump was 34-time convicted felon. He's got a way worse character than Hunter Biden. Then easy, I'll take that. Fine.
So,
Hunter Biden also wasn't even in part of the government. He wasn't president of the United States. Donald Trump puts all of his family members all over the government and media.
Okay, so let's go back to. I think we're doing the thing again. Right. What was the original claim? Okay, so the claim was the crypto thing, right? I don't think that Trump should engage in the crypto thing, but it also goes back to the argument I made on why he can engage in lawsuits, right? He's also a private citizen while being president.
All right, hold up. We need a quick refresher. Priority of the sacred flame. Quick boss guide.
Priory of the Sacred Flame is a 3-boss dungeon in The War Within Season 2. We're sent to investigate why the Acolytes have withdrawn from the people of Merildar. The first boss of Priory is Captain Dalecry and one of his lieutenants. You can determine which guard...
This guy, I watched another one, Raider IO. These videos are so fucking awesome. He like does a quick explanation of what the dungeon's about. He's got these cool little edits showing the bosses. It's just so badass.
Remains with the boss by going left Captain Dalecry and one of his lieutenants. You can determine which guard remains with the boss by going left or right up the stairs. We are going to cover clearing to the left and fighting Emberlands as the remaining guard. Bound by fate, Captain Dalecry and his guards share health, and while near him the guard has 100% more HP. Pierce armor, a tank buster that applies a stacking bleed. Have a defensive for this. Hurl spear, a frontal aimed at a player's location that hits anyone in the line. Sidestep to avoid damage. Savage Mauling. Ember, Captain Dalecry's lynx, leaps onto a player and inflicts heavy damage until Dalecry's shield is broken. Quickly swap to Dalecry and burn down his shield. Battlecry. A burst of AoE damage and a damage amp for his guards. Interrupt this. Emberlands has the following 2 mechanics. Divine Judgment. A tank buster that leaves a debuff increasing damage taken. Have a defensive up for this. Holy Radiance. AoE holy damage to all players. The second boss is Baron Braunpike, a fierce paladin determined to protect the secrets of the Priory from all outsiders. Hammer of Purity. Hammers cast on player location that deal damage when they land and then spiral outwards from the impact location. Bait these to one side of the room and dodge the hammers. Sacrificial Pyre. A burning pyre that contains 3 charges and lasts for 30 seconds. Coming into contact with the circle consumes a stack and does AoE damage to all players while leaving a dot on the stack consumer. All charges must be soaked before time runs out. Burning Light. A self-heal and AoE damage cast with dot. Interrupt this. Castigator's Shield. A targeted cast that hits 2 players, slows them, and leaves eruption zones on the ground. Move out of the circles. Vindictive Wrath. Braunpike's physical damage increases, his cast time of Burning Light decreases.
Hold up. Yeah, I need... Where is it? I need to watch this. Not like fucking fuck. But I also don't want to be
increases,
kicked.
Sacrificial Pyre gains 2 extra charges, and Castigator's Shield hits 2 additional targets, leaving 2 additional eruption zones. The final boss is Prioress Murpray. She has discovered the secrets of the Sacred Flame that she believes will bring them victory. Holy Smite, a magic attack. Interrupt this. Holy Flame, a pillar of light cast at a player's location. Move out of the circle to avoid damage. Purify, a channeled beam that chases a player and leaves an area of denial on the ground. Run from the holy fire around the edges of the room. Inner Fire, a self buff that increases her holy damage done and causes her to pulse damage to the party. Blinding Light, a long cast that disorients and damages the party. Turn away from Murpray to avoid the disorientation. Barrier of Light, at 50% health, Murpray leaps away and shields herself. She'll begin casting Embrace the Light, a channel that deals AoE damage to the whole party until interrupted. Burn down her shield and interrupt the cast. During the intermission, Murpray summons Arathi Neophytes, adds that have no aggro table and hit very hard. AoE these down ASAP. By understanding and managing these mechanics, your team can take back the Priory.
Crazy. Hold up.
Is Baron Braunpike, a fierce paladin determined to protect the secrets of the Priory from all outsiders. Hammer of Purity. Hammers cast on player location that deal damage when they land and then spiral outwards from the impact location. Bait these to one side of the room and dodge the hammers. Sacrificial Pyre. A burning pyre that contains 3 charges and lasts for 30 seconds. Coming into contact with the circle consumes a stack and does AoE damage to all players while leaving a dot on the stack consumer. All charges must be soaked before time runs out. Burning Light. A self-heal and AoE damage cast with dot. Interrupt this. Castigator's Shield, a targeted cast that hits 2 players, slows them, and leaves eruption zones on the ground. Move out of the circles. Vindictive Wrath. Braunpike's physical damage increases, his cast time of Burning Light decreases, Sacrificial Pyre gains 2 extra charges, and Castigator's Shield hits 2 additional targets, leaving 2 additional eruption zones. The final boss is Prioress.
Alright, I hope that I don't fuck this up. I'm really scared.
Murpray. She has discovered the secrets of the Sacred Flame that she believes.
That guy seems pretty easy. He's just got those spinny hammers and that thing you gotta absorb. And be careful with the stack. How about
As the remaining guard. Bound by Fate, Captain Dalecry and his guards share health, and while near him the guard has 100% more HP. Pierce Armor, a tank buster that applies a stacking bleed. Have a defensive for this. Hurl Spear, a frontal aimed at a player's location that hits anyone in the line. Sidestep to avoid damage. Savage Mauling. Ember, Captain Dalecry's Lynx, leaps onto a player and inflicts heavy damage until Dalecry's shield is broken. Quickly swap to Dalecry and burn down his shield. Battle Cry, a burst of AoE damage and a damage amp for his guards. Interrupt this.
Word.
Emberlands has the following 2 mechanics. Divine Judgment, a tank buster that leaves a debuff increasing damage taken. Have a defensive up for this. Holy Radiance.
It doesn't seem too crazy.
AoE holy damage to all.
Wait, so are you trying to burst down his... Fuck, I'm confused now.
And one of his lieutenants. You can determine which guard remains with the boss by going left or right up the stairs. We are going to cover clearing to the left and fighting Emberlands as the remaining guard. Bound by Fate, Captain Dalecry and his guards share health, and while near him the guard has 100%.
Oh, they share health.
More HP. Pierce Armor, a tank buster that applies a stacking bleed. Have a defensive for this. Hurl Spear, a frontal aimed at a player's location that hits anyone in the line. Sidestep to avoid damage. Savage Mauling. Ember, Captain Dalecry's Lynx, leaps onto a player and inflicts heavy damage until Dalecry's shield is broken. Quickly swap to Dalecry and burn down his shield. Battle Cry, a burst of AoE damage and a damage amp for his guards. Interrupt this. Emberlands has the following 2 mechanics. Divine Judgment, a tank buster that leaves a debuff increasing damage taken. Have a defensive up for this. Holy Radiance, AoE holy damage to all players. The second boss is Baron.
Alright, we're just gonna have to do it.
3, 2, 1.
Not sure if it'll work. I'm really nervous at the start of the season, because I guess it's whatever, you just have to die and figure it out, but I feel like I'm gonna fuck up the shit.
As a place to contemplate the mysteries of Belladar. But of late, The devotees have become secretive, hostile. The god sought to kill you. Captain Dalecry is protecting something. Each of his lieutenants bolsters his tactics. Draw them away and defeat them.
And there's so many other random abilities that these little fucking minions, this trash has. That's kind of important, but I'm not really paying. Word.
Shaman, your training grounds fall to the intruders.
Right here. Argent. No. Right. Just for extra shit. Oh shit. Crazy.
You must defeat Dale Cry now.
Tainer, the intruders defile the altar of the sacred blade.
What? Oh my god.
You won't peel off anymore.
Hold! I see their gathering. They seek to ambush me without my lieutenants.
Yeah. Crack the code. Alright. We have to focus the lieutenant guy? Or... that one, isn't it?
Ours is the true path for the irreverent.
Ah. Okay. They share health. Probably like whatever that is. Oh, I love you fucking on.
Show them the power of the flame.
Oh shit. Oh, that's me. Not too bad. Just getting in. I die. I'm dying. Next up is this scary guy.
Dalecry is a Marathi hero. How could the
Oh,
prior
what the
force him
fuck?
to turn
Oh, he
against
pulled too much. Shit. Yeah, he pulled way too much. Died. Ooh. Oh, please don't kill me. Holy shit. What the fuck? Those guys are terrifying. Oh, don't kill me. Please. I'm sorry I attacked. Is the boss gonna have a consecration ability?
Sister Blaze. Destroy these outsiders.
Sometimes I think I haven't paid attention to it that much, but I think they try to make the grass mobs kind of indicative of the boss. Try to give them similar abilities to like show you. But I don't. That might just be totally not fucking real as well. Fucking see them.
They serve their purpose. Baron, demonstrate your worth.
Alright. That's scary. Oh shit, watch out. I mean, we gotta go absorb that? There's 3 of them? Don't we have to absorb that? Oh! Another one there. Was that 5? Kidding? Am I going again? 4? Oh, I'll take another one? I don't know if I can take 2. Oh shit, let me get a program. So sorry. See that one. And one guy's dead. Did he die just now? That's my fault. Oh my god. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I'll be the first on this one, don't worry. Ugh. Oh shit. Oh. Of course you fall. What's that burning light? I need. Okay. Bro. Are they gonna kill him? I feel like they probably will.
The flame empowers me.
Yeah, he's dead though.
Glory guides my hammer.
Okay. Did I wait for a res or? Literally right outside, yeah.
Murprey has warped the priory from a place of contemplation to an uprising. Why? She has always preached of the strength of the Emperor's will. To turn against us is madness.
More trash. That guy didn't. I think he kind of had a conflict. But I don't know, it's also not the same because even after this boss, like, we're on. Yeah, these are just general, like, holy paladin kind of. Paladin. What We're gonna win though. It's also like the first fucking day. Not day, it's like a season. that door. I feel like I'm comfortable with this last boss. You just have to dodge shit, run around. No killer. Grab something. This is gonna take a second that we get it fucking wrong. Oh, that's his last ability. I think I saw that earlier. Oh, why am I taking damage like that? Fuck. Why am I taking damage right now? I'm not getting in the fire. Oh fuck, I forgot to use. Okay. It's just trash, isn't it? I think it have a. If I combine it with my like big cooldowns, like the Recklessness and Blade Storm, I think it makes them like 10 fucking times better. I'm actually top DPS right now. Oh no, it's not.
Foolish outsiders. Beladar's sacred flame
That's what it is.
will
This
simply
little
raise him back to duty.
arcane core, arcano core. I should have used Avatar already. The boss? No, we don't need them. Enemy forces are dead.
Sacred flame will blast your unthreatened.
Are we supposed to interrupt that? Oh no! Dude. Do they really call... Do they call him in? Did the boss call them? We kill them? I'm so fucking... We'll probably do okay there. Yeah, see, they're dying. Oh. Turn your back, right? Oh shit. Oh. Ow. Ow. Oh my god. Die! We did it, right? We have plenty of time?
See you burn.
Yeah. Okay, good.
It is done.
I fucking hate this.
These zealots no longer steer our faith towards destruction.
God, please remove. I can't see! Get this out of my face! Get this out of my face. It's not even fucking out. Don't I have a keystone? Halls of Atonement.
Looking for someplace new to explore?
Not any better. I just gotta learn the new one.
Hope you find lots of treasure.
Anybody get anything good? Shoulder. That's mine. Me at least. Oh. Talk to anyone to take you out of the... How about this? Oh, let's just let you read that right here. Sacred Flame. Oh, perhaps it can be harnessed by someone in holy magic, like a paladin or. Oh, that's pretty cool. How come I'm the leader? Set up our own. No, I think I have to get off soon. I don't have time for a whole nother dungeon. Yeah. That was fun. We're gonna watch Destiny for a bit.
Classic. No, never mind. That's mean. Sorry. I was gonna say classic. Toxic partner behavior is when you have a huge problem. Somehow they make it their problem more than your problem. Peterson said that he made several attempts to reduce the dosage or stop the drug completely, but experienced horrific benzodiazepine withdrawal syndrome. According to Peterson, in January 2020, he was unable to find North American doctors willing to place him into a medically induced coma as a treatment for his addiction. I'm guessing there's probably a lot of risks to that as opposed to just doing an ordinary reduction and medication thing program, would be my guess, but... I'm supposed to talk to her once? Yeah, but they kept rescheduling and whatever. I was like, okay. At some point, I don't even know if I responded.
But do not rush to conclusions.
I have calibrated my
Destiny, I don't get it.
prices
Isn't a
to be
few molds that
reasonable.
can exist known to be bad? What's the issue here? I thought this was a known thing and nothing no doctor would know about. Fucking hell, it's common to fix houses with mold or even destroy the house in total if it's bad enough. People are just retarded about fucking everything, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
My thanks for your patronage.
As a result, he flew to Moscow, Russia, to find a doctor who had performed the procedure. Doctors in Russia reportedly diagnosed him with pneumonia in both lungs upon arrival and placed him into a medically induced coma for 8 days, followed by 4 weeks in an ICU, during which time he reported having suffered a temporary loss of motor skills. Somebody said caps lock to draw attention. He went to Russia for detox because of paradoxical reactions, which points to akathisia. Unfortunately, lowering benzodiazepine dosage makes it worse, which is why he probably went cold turkey like that. This likely caused chronic nervous system deregulation, which is a risk factor for autoimmune disease and fatigue. Where do you get what's the source on that? Because she mentioned that in the Twitter post. His daughter did. For several months after treatment in Russia, Peterson and his family moved to Belgrade, Serbia. Jesus. Is it Belgrade or is it Belgrade?
My directive is to serve you.
The first one.
What is with this bullshit price?
Oh, it's not way the fuck out there. That's not too bad. Never mind. Oh, Serbia. I'm thinking
Look at
Siberia.
that. That's like a 30
Sorry.
gold difference.
Okay. I was thinking, what the fuck? That makes more sense.
Bismuth.
In June 2020, Peterson made his first public appearance over a year when he appeared on an episode of his daughter's podcast recorded in Belgrade, at which point he was back to his regular self. In August 2020, Peterson's daughter announced her father had contracted COVID-19 during his hospital stay in Serbia. 2 months later, Peterson informed viewers of his YouTube channel he had returned to Canada and aimed to resume work in the near future. Oof. That COVID-19 thing was brought up in the chronic system inflammation article. Chronic inflammation plays a major role in COVID-19 morbidity.
Thank
In
God,
cases
it's
when
not.
it causes a cytokine storm,
Just sell all these.
which contributes to
fucking-
excessive and uncontrolled inflammation in organs, particularly respiratory tissues. If untreated, This increased inflammation could result in reduced immune response, pneumonia, lymphoid tissue damage, and death. Hey yo, I sent an email earlier today. It sort of relates to your talk yesterday with Tech Tone. My Gmail name is WinterDT25. Why would you donate to me if you sent an email to me as well?
Dumbass. Why don't you... Oh.
My directive has been fulfilled.
Bro, where the fuck is Newsom?
Very rich to say we are going to is that it is very rich to say we are going to charge the sandwich thrower with a felony. When I was there on January 6th, and all of those people that assaulted police officers got pardoned. Not just the nonviolent ones, not just the ones that went into the Capitol. Everyone, including the ones that went after police officers, got pardoned. So don't tell me we care, that this administration cares about protecting police officers when they did not care about those on January 6th.
Somebody either emailed me or I saw this in chat or whatever. Somebody should start tweeting out like horrific police violence caused by rioters in DC and just like tweet out pictures of J6 and see if any conservative people pick up on it. I can't believe they're doing this.
Can we just stay with one? No, those were police officers.
I want to talk about DC for a second.
But that was in DC. That was in DC. Those were DC police officers.
Can I just start with the fact checking?
Those were DC police
officers. So the top 10 cities.
Police instead of a checkpoint and appear to be stopping every single car on 14th Street Northwest between W plus B. Some cars are being pulled over, everything stopped. Careful not to do the thing where when the other side fucks up, everybody gets retarded and starts like posting every single stupid fucking, like, is this like a DUI checkpoint? Aren't those legal? Aren't you allowed to do that? I don't know if that's what this is or not, but like, I noticed that like every single time the admin fucks up and does dumb shit, people start like getting unhinged about like every single police related thing. And it's like, please don't do this. Maybe this is unhinged. I don't know what this is about, but like, Destiny, did you see this one? Yeah, we watched this yesterday. There's nothing wrong with this. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with this. I think it's fine. If cops are walking around telling people like, "Hey, don't smoke outside," you can get in trouble for it. Like, this is actually, you know what? I'll even take a stronger point on this. This is kind of actually what you want cops to be doing, right? Cops like walking a bit, doing shit like, "Hey, don't smoke outside," you can get in trouble for that. Like, you know, careful, don't drink outside. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. This is fine. It's kind of weird to walk outside like fully kitted up and shit, like like you just dropped in Tomato Town. But I mean, it's
like you just dropped in Tomato Town. #1 victory royale. Alright, I'm done for now.